Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. I'm here in Division with the first person to drop me a contribution supporting the stream, BrecklandWarrior, who's in the Benson. I'm in the Jervis, 2 Tier 6 destroyers, 1 premium, 1 tech tree. I love the Jervis, I love the British destroyers, I love those little short smoke screens on it, and they're going to save my arse a little bit later on. But here we are on Tears of the Desert, and you'll see it is a destroyer heavy game with 5 on each side. But we are going to put our destroyers to the test. And the little message there, as BrecklandWarrior did, if you want to support the channel, you can make a donation via PayPal, because until I get 1,000 subscribers, I can't get super chat and things on YouTube and take donations that way. Anything and everything is very, very much appreciated. And I might even put it towards my birthday present next week when I turn 50. That's a big one, half a century. But here we are, we spawn on B cap, and we're going to go and push B cap and take it for blue team. And you'll notice that across on C cap, everybody decides that they don't want to be a part of it. And the destroyer heads across this way towards B cap, and he's going to be successful in dying on B cap. And the battleship that's with him, because he hasn't got any destroyer to support, decides that he is going to come in this direction too. But it's extra guns on B cap. Now the trick with the Jervis is these lovely little short smoke screens and the sonar. Now our carrier has got that Mars spotted. We know he's there. He's going to sit behind there, and as we move on, we're going to get this cap contested and not let it get to red team. The carrier also gets the Fubuki spotted, and we're thinking, okay, he can get a sideways shot across there with torpedoes as we bring the torpedo indicator on the Mars and see that he is pulling in tight behind that rock. But this is where BrecklandWarrior and I are going to get clever, because I am going to push in and get this Mars within sonar range, and we're going to light him up and keep him lit up until such time as he's dead, because BrecklandWarrior can hit his smoke screen and sit in it. But at that moment in time, we get a Benson spotted as well, and it's like, oh crap, we've now got 3 destroyers on B cap, which means that C cap is wide open. Now that Akatsuki, if he had an ounce of sense in his head, would immediately pull a 180 and turn around and push C cap and take that for us at a very, very early stage. But he doesn't. He's going to continue coming across this way. Now we know that the Benson's out there, we know the Fubuki's out there, we know that the Mars is there, we've got planes above us, we get spotted, and we're hoping that we're going to entice somebody to shoot at us. But Benson has turned back through the smoke screen, torpedoes going back through there. We are on sonar now from the Mars, so what we're going to do is pull in and hug this cliff. So even though the carrier can see us and potentially drop bombs on us, what we're going to do is shield ourselves from the Mars, from the Benson, from torpedoes, from the Fubuki. And you'll see now that that Mars is being taken down, and he has gone to BrecklandWarrior for first blood. So now it is time for us to push these other guys and see what we can do about them. Because red team having 3 destroyers here, if we can take them out, that is going to give us a significant advantage, and their big ships aren't going to want to come close to us. We have got a 1-ship advantage now. Benson is there. He's half health. I think BrecklandWarrior already took a chunk off him. And we are going to continue to push, and we're all going to go guns on him. We get him on fire. I think BrecklandWarrior gets another fire on him. And I'm going to shoot again. We're looking for his ziggy zaggy. We're going to drop detection, try and bait him into putting his torpedoes through there, but BrecklandWarrior picks him up for kill number 2. So we are playing smart here. Now you'll notice that my twist and track indicator is started pointing to the south, and you will see me call for intelligence a number of times in this game and ping the map. I'm not being stupid. I know that I'm the destroyer and I'm the one that should be out there spotting for the blue team and gathering intelligence. But where there's a carrier in the game and he's got planes, those planes can get to places quicker than I can as a ship. So don't be scared to ask for intelligence data or intelligence data if you're in a destroyer with a carrier in the game. A lot of people, will call you an idiot and things like that, but screw them. We know how to play the game. Use the resources that are there for you. So we're pinging the map with where we think this destroyer is, and BrecklandWarrior and I are thinking, is he behind the hill waiting to ambush us with a 9 torpedo spread? Because it is the Fubuki. We've taken care of the Mars and the Benson, but the Fubuki is intent on chasing the carrier, who is, I think, just pretty much going to sit where he is for now and not realise that he is at risk. But to stop this Fubuki from getting us both, we're going to split left and right of this little island. We're still pinging the map to tell the carrier there is something coming for you. Please get some planes across here and spot it. But no, he's still sending his torpedo planes across to ACAP. Don't know what he was thinking, but there we are. He's got torpedoes on him. I think he started moving now. I think he's actually realised that he is in a spot of bother. But with BrecklandWarrior and I chasing this Fubuki down as the Vorquilin takes out our gator, we are pinging the map, we get him spotted, and straight away we are going to go guns on this guy. Now the Benson has much better guns than the Jervis, and you can see those volleys going in. The carrier now should now be more than aware that there is a destroyer behind him. But we're going to keep the pressure on this Fubuki, try and gauge the drop of the shots, but we just landing a little bit behind him. His engine's out, we get another shot on, and I think BrecklandWarrior is going to pick this up for number 3. Let's have a look. But we reckon that Fubuki's fired top, so we're going to turn. There we go. BrecklandWarrior gets that. 3 destroyers off the map, and red team have lost 4 of their 5 destroyers. The last guy is a little bit smarter than the other 4. Now, looking at what's happening on the map, we can see that we've got 1 blue team battleship against 1 red team ship on ACAP. Everybody else seems to be focused on BCAP, which we took earlier, and I call out to BrecklandWarrior that we should potentially push CCAP, but then we're wondering, is there going to be a big push through the middle of B? And there are still 2 battleships out there, and one of them is going to cause me a little spot of bother shortly, and it's all going to be my own fault. I very much nearly screwed the pooch on this one, and I got away with it with the luck of the Irish. And yeah, I think I've used all of my 9 lives for today, so I don't even know if I want to go on later and play some more games, because I'll probably get dev struck in the first 30 seconds of the first 10 games that I play, because that's how Wargaming likes to balance things out. But we swing around, we're heading for CCAP. We know there's 1 destroyer out there. Our carrier's still alive. The Akazuki's still there. The carrier can hopefully spot that destroyer. It's a Frenchie. He's got no smoke screens. He shouldn't have any trouble taking that guy out once he's got him spotted. We, in the meanwhile, are hightailing it across to CCAP, because 2 ships is better than 1, and we can turn this cap a lot quicker with the 2 of us. So a little break here, an intermission as we sail towards CCAP, so please do step out of the lobby and get yourself a nice refreshing Coke or other caramel coloured sugared soda drink, a choc ice or an ice lolly, a bucket of popcorn. But we're looking for these guys pushing in. We've got a California out there, and I think the other ship is a Friedrich. They're not quite in torpedo range. So rather than cut through the middle here, I say, right, what we should do is take the cap and then cut through, because there's a good chance that we're going to start losing points on BCAP, and there's no guarantee that that battleship across on ACAP, even though he's going to have a flanking fire onto B, is going to survive for much longer, because that destroyer is still out there somewhere. You'll see that the Akazuki, that was originally on CCAP, that has spent all his time round on BCAP being harassed and hounded by red team's carrier, does get taken out there, I think the California takes him out. We see that the destroyer is spotted momentarily, but we are on C cap. We know roughly where red team's carrier is, and that is going to be the key to unlocking this game, because although we are even Stevens on ships here, we are up on points, and we like to say that we don't always want to win harder, but I put myself in a bad position momentarily, and I'll call that out when I get to it, because we don't play every game perfectly. There are 9 other people on the other team that are going to try and make our lives a misery. But the Heinrich is still out of range of us. The California is also out of range. Red team's carrier is going to harass our battleship on A cap, and we're thinking the California and the Heinrich are going to split left and right of this island in front of me. So BrecklandWarrior is going to storm up to the back of the map. We get the Vorquilin spotted. That should be the cue for our carrier to get in there and start slapping him around, get some bombs on him, get some torpedoes on him, just harass him, take a few hit points off him, and then let us do the rest. I'm running sonar, turning into this hill, thinking he was going to come through. BrecklandWarrior is able to get some shots on him, but it's not quite enough to kill him before he is going to disappear. And so I decide that as my torpedoes are reloading, I'm going to push forward and see what we can do here, while BrecklandWarrior heads toward the back of the map to pick himself up a big, fat, juicy aircraft carrier. Now we see there that the Cali is going away from us. He is pushing across towards A cap, and he has got a lot of guns, especially with that Heinrich there. I'm tracking the edge of this island here, thinking that the Vorquilin is going to pop out round that corner anytime soon. Now, I've seen a lot of players go chasing after carriers, and once they get themselves spotted with the planes going to and fro, that they very quickly become the focus of the aircraft carrier. And also, as there's only 2 battleships, well, and the destroyer left in range, as soon as BrecklandWarrior is spotted, I imagine that those 2 are going to be putting shots onto him. So I decide that I'm going to have to try and cut through here and see if I can at least steal B cap back or put a pause on it. We can see from twist and track that the destroyer is pushing out towards our carrier. He's still pretty much in the same place, and here come the bombers across the top of me. Now, while those bombers are over me and I'm spotted, that means that he's not flying around BrecklandWarrior, who's going to continue on his push towards that carrier. And this is where these lovely little short smoke screen come into their own, because I'm slamming the brakes on. I'm still calling for the carrier that there is a destroyer chasing them. We don't have any planes up on our side, so I can't see the Cali or the Heinrich, but I do see that the destroyer is coming around behind me, so I'm thinking I'm going to get torpedoed. And this is where I lose concentration, because I don't realise that my twist and track indicator has switched directly off my bow, and I'm thinking I'm coming out for the Cali, but no, there is the Heinrich. And at this moment in time, my bottom drops out of my trousers with a loud, windy sound. There is a trail of brown smoke coming out of the back of my destroyer as Breckland picks up the carrier for a high caliber and a Confederate and a Death Strike, and I slam this Heinrich with a full salvo of torpedoes, repair everything, turn, hoping to God that that Cali hasn't got a reload, and just as I get through my turn, I pop my smoke and drop detection, taking an absolute blat, and I'm on less than 1,000 hit points. I've literally got to run in a straight line as far away as I can from this guy and hope and pray that that Vorkulin is not going to get me spotted from C-cap. We're up on points. The clock is running down. I'm looking at my concealment range. I'm looking at the distance I have from that California. 650 points. If he so much as gets a secondary on me, I'm screwed. But with these short smoke screens, he's going to break through mine. But I can pop another one, and that is going to keep my ass covered. I'm slowing down to stopping it as the clock ticks down through the final few seconds, and I am going to survive this one by the skin of my teeth. So, all in all, not a huge game, but quite a fast-paced and tactical game when we got into it, and using some very good skills there between the two of us, playing our destroyers to their best. BrecklandWarrior picks up a massive 3485 base XP with 4 kills. I get 2285, so 1200 points below him. I hope you enjoyed that one. It was certainly a good one to play, and great to jump in a game with somebody that often comes by and watches the live streams. Please do click on one of these links, hang around, watch another video. Until next time, take care and goodbye.